Hi, boys and girls. Okay, well, I have a story for all of us. Wait, no, I don't. I have a teaching book. So we must be reading another nonfiction book. And just like I talked about earlier, I need your help figuring out the main topic. And the way we do that is we pay attention to the title of our book. We see if there's any words that we repeat that we say over and over. And we look at those pictures to see if those pictures show the same thing or those repeating words. So today we're going to read about a special type of animal. And I want your help to know, what are some important facts or information about it? And maybe once we get those facts, we can figure out what the main topic is. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can see all that we're reading today. This book I'm going to start reading is called Arctic Foxes. I just said the title. Arctic foxes are mammals. Thick fur keeps them warm. Arctic foxes grow 18 to 27 inches long. They weigh up to 17 pounds. Wait, I'm curious what mammals are. Let's take a listen. Oh, okay, so it's a type of animal. It's an animal that has fur and hair and has a backbone. So they said their thick fur keeps them warm. So boys and girls, I'm gonna write or draw an Arctic fox. And remember, all we do is the best we can do. That's all we have to do is draw the best that we can. That's my fox. And I'm gonna draw the fur. And I'm going to make a little line that says, warm. So the Arctic fox, its fur keeps it warm. Well, let's keep on reading. Let's keep on reading. Arctic foxes live near the North Pole. Hey, you learned about regions. So they live in the North Pole. This place is cold and snowy. Arctic foxes dig dens in the snow. Oh, so that's kind of where they live. Okay, so an Arctic fox, I'm going to draw a little den and I'm going to put the fox in it. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to say North Pole they live in, and the den keeps safe. That's their home. That's where it keeps them safe. Wow, this is really interesting. Let's keep reading. Arctic foxes are hunters and scavengers. Wait a second. Sometimes when it's bold, that means it's an important word in a nonfiction text. So I'm going to click it to see what's important this important word means. An animal that eats animals that are already dead. Ooh. So animals that are already kind of laying there dead, they eat them. Oh boy. So Arctic foxes are hunters and scavengers. They eat fish, birds, and other small animals. Some Arctic foxes follow polar bears. They snack on the bear's leftovers. Oh, boys and girls. So I learned that Arctic foxes, they eat fish. They eat bear's leftovers too, but I'm going to draw a fish. I'm going to draw, they said they eat birds. I'm going to draw a bird. They eat also other small animals. And I'm going to say they eat fish, birds, small animals. Wow, there's so many cool things that we're learning. Okay, let's keep reading. Arctic foxes mate in early spring. Oh, that's important. That means that they have their babies in the spring. They give birth 50 days later, and they have 4 to 11 kids. Their babies, like dogs' babies are called puppies, their babies are called kids. Arctic foxes live 6 to 12 years in the wild. Also, I'm going to write to help me remember because I think it's really interesting that Arctic foxes, babies, I'm going to draw a baby fox. Their family is called kids. Their family is called kids. Just like we call it family, their family is a kit. All right, let's keep reading. Arctic fox fur is white in the winter and brown in the summer. Arctic foxes use their tails as blankets when sleeping. Whoa, that's cool. Arctic foxes have fur on the bottom of their paws. Well, boys and girls, we've been reading about this book, and I think I'm ready to figure out what that main topic is. Well, first thing that we have to do to figure out what the story is mostly about is think. Let's look at the pictures first. Okay, that's a picture of an Arctic fox. There's another picture of an Arctic fox. There's another picture of an Arctic fox. That's a baby Arctic fox. Oh, and look, there's an Arctic fox right there. Okay, so my lips said over and over Arctic fox when I looked at the pictures. And the title of my book is Arctic Foxes. It's right up there, Arctic Foxes. Well, let's look at my facts. Let's see if when I say my facts, if that same word comes to my mouth every time. An Arctic fox's fur keeps them warm. An Arctic fox lives in the North Pole and their house is a den. An Arctic fox eats fish, birds, small animals. An Arctic fox, their family is called a kit. Boys and girls, what's the word that I kept saying over and over? What's the picture that we kept seeing over and over? What's the title of our book? Boys and girls, I think I know what the main topic is. I'm going to write it and let's see if you know it too. Arctic fox. We learned about the Arctic fox today. That's what our story or our nonfiction book was teaching us about. So that's what the story, the book, the text was mostly about. Arctic foxes. Boys and girls, I hope that you wrote down some awesome facts and that you were figuring out, hey, the main topic of this book is Arctic foxes. All right, boys and girls, you are going to get to work either on your playlist or with your teacher, but keep on searching and exploring for that main topic. Bye, boys and girls.